Hello everybody, what is happening and welcome back to another video. Naj says hello, dude, what is happening, man? I can't believe I have people on right now. It's incredible. It's always, like I said, the schedule is very convoluted, so it's always a difficult task to keep up with me, but thank you for being there. To everyone who's there, really do appreciate it. We're going to get into the match preview of Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, obviously taking place tomorrow. This is the starting lineup that I think it's this way. This is the starting lineup that I went with. The only thing that I have about the starting lineup is that I don't think Courtois is going to be in goal. I think it's going to be Keylor Navas. The only reason I put Courtois in goal right now is because I don't have the little jersey of Areola. That's the only reason I don't have Areola in goal. If not, I think I would have gone with Areola. I think Areola will start tomorrow. I hope so. Because after this play we saw from Areola, he's got to start. He's got to start. I can't see why he wouldn't start. I can't see why Zinedine Zidane wouldn't start Areola, especially after such a dismal start to the season that Courtois has had. I can't see why Zidane would want to start Thibaut Courtois. So, with that being said, let's get into a few things of the press conference. I did want to go through the injuries beforehand. So it's going to be obviously at Atletico Madrid. It's going to be away from home. It's at the Wanda Metropolitano. I think that's what it's called. There's a couple things. Marcelo coming back from injury. Hey, I think he trained already with the first team. That's what Zinedine Zidane said. So I'm assuming that Marcelo is going to feature. If he doesn't feature, it's going to be Nacho at the left back. I'm not sure that's going to work out. So I'm hoping that Marcelo starts, and I think we will see him. I'm hoping we do. There's going to be no Rodrigo. Rodrigo, even after such a good display versus us, he's not going to be coming on. Zinedine Zidane did state this. There's going to be obviously no. I don't think there's a Mendy. I don't think Mendy's coming back. He's still injured. Asensio obviously still out. But Isco and Modric will be available. So Isco, Modric, Marcelo are coming back into the team. There's no Rodrigo, Mendy, Asensio. So there you have it for the injuries. Let me just get to the comments really quick. He said Courtois is number one. He did say that. Ooh, man, that is kind of sad. Courtois number one. There you have it, I guess. I didn't hear that, but that's disappointing. That's disappointing. I guess I can understand it to some extent. Oh, well. We'll just have to deal with it for now. It is what it is. There was a few questions at the press conference for Zidane. I know the first one was a Real versus Atletico comparison, and probably some of you guys will have already seen this. It's the rich versus the hardworking team, and it's not really that anymore. You look at Atletico Madrid, and they really made some very expensive signings. You look at Lamar, you look at Joao Felix. Sorry. So those are two players who cost is it 200 million? Between the two players. Obviously we do make our transfers. We're quite, I would say we're quite, it's not opulent. We're quite, we are a rich club, but Atletico Madrid do invest as well. So I can understand why Zinedine Zidane didn't, he's not disappointed. He's just a bit annoyed with that question. There was a question, Naj, about the Courtois situation, and it was, will Courtois be the undisputed starter? And he just said, I'm counting on all 25 players. The only thing I want for my players is that they're ready, and then I will choose. I didn't see him stating that Courtois was going to be starting, but if he did say that, then I just hope not. I hope not. We'll have to see for tomorrow, I guess. The next question was, let's see here, Atletico. Okay, so the next question is, Atletico obviously have made some judicious signings in the past few years. Is there an Atletico player that would have some space in your squad? And obviously he just kind of repudiated the question. He was like, this is the same question as a couple years ago. No, I'm not getting myself into that. I want to say that I have the best players. I think about the ones I have in respect to all the others out there. He didn't want to get into that, obviously. There was another question about Rodrigo. The question was, what's your plan with Rodrigo? What's your plan? How will you manage him and things along those lines? He said, we know what we're doing with him. Today he was like with Castilla, nothing changes. He's still a first team player. I'm happy with what he's done, but little by little. And then, I'll take my decision. Tomorrow he'll be with Castilla, and he's going to be happy with that decision. I think it's good. I think it's good for Rodrigo. I think he could potentially be ready. However, I think this is a good decision from Zidane. I don't want to see Rodrigo being rushed either. I think this is good. I have a feeling he's ready for the first team. But like Zidane said, he is a first team player, so we can't forget that. I mean, Rodrigo's going to get his chances here and there. He's not going to go all year with Casillas. He's going to get his chances here and there. So I'm not too worried about Rodrigo's situation at the moment. I think it's better for him to train in the Castilla than to come into a first team of Real Madrid, where it's very, very, very difficult. You know, you look at Vinicius and how moving it was for him to score a goal versus Osasuna. You could just see the deluge of emotions. I mean, it just is very, very, very difficult to play for Real Madrid. So, for a youngster like Rodrigo to play for Real Madrid, it could be quite harmful to his mental state, I guess you could say. Let me get to the comments here. It says, I hope not. Hopefully Militao plays. I hope not either. We'll have to see. Now it says, hopefully Militao plays. I'm in some ways I am, but in some ways I don't hope I don't hope he plays. The reason I say that is just because we need, Militao he's still learning the trade, especially in La Liga, and to do it versus Atletico Madrid team that's really, they're looking good. They're looking good. I see them. They're a very, very different team to teams in the past. I've seen a little bit of their stuff. They move the ball quick. They're not the same Atletico side that we've seen a couple years back. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this derby pans out, because I don't think it's going to be anything like the past, to be honest. It's going to be very interesting. There was a question about Eden Hazard. Obviously he's still going a little bit unnoticed. People obviously are starting to worry and things along those lines. I kind of expected that he wasn't going to hit the ground running. I know he's not the kind of player to score, 50 plus goals a season. He's going to score a few goals here and there, but I don't expect him to take on the burden by himself. So there was a question about Eden Hazard. He's obviously still going a little unnoticed. And the question was, are you expecting his quality to rise with what everyone kind of knowing what he's able to do? And then Zidane just kind of answered, we know what player we have in that moment, and he will respond. He did that versus Sevilla, and of course everyone expects a lot more. He knows it. We're with him and vice versa, and game by game, I'm sure we'll see the player we expect in Madrid. I don't think he's too worried, to be honest, and I'm not too worried either, to be honest. I think Hazard will come good. I think it'll be, I think it'll take time. I think that's only normal. But he's not the kind of player who's going to, provide you game after game, goal. It's not like that for Eden Hazard. He's not that kind of player. But I do expect him to hit the ground running soon. I don't know if he will do good versus Atletico. Naj asks, is James injured? If not, I think he should start. I don't think James Rodriguez is injured. The reason I didn't put him as in the starting lineup is because the thing with James is Modric is coming back from injury, and I just know Zidane has a tendency to play the experienced players, and I think in this game it could prove to be useful just to get that experience in the middle of the park. James, obviously, he's a good player and stuff like that. And Modric is 34. He's older. Especially with the intensity of tomorrow's game. It's just a question whether he's going to come back or not. But James is definitely a possibility. I wouldn't rule that out, Naj. Definitely a possibility. Let's see. The next question is, let's see here. Marcelo, Isco, Modric, they're going to be back. So, Zidane said they're all better. You'll see tomorrow. However, all three of them have trained with us. So, all of them have done the training. We'll see tomorrow what happens. I think Marcelo's going to come back. I don't know about Modric. Like Naj was saying, maybe he's going to go with James. And Isco might come back as well. So, there you have it for that. Lucas Vasquez, there was a question about him. A lot of people criticizing Lucas Vasquez. The question was, did his levels go down? Do you see him the same? I'm sure you guys will have read by now. Right now what was said about Lucas Vasquez. And I'm gonna say it. Look, he said, I see him as a son of a bitch. It's as simple as that. Sorry for the cursing, sorry for the language, but that's really what he said. That's literally what he said in the press conference. I'm taking it verbatim, and he literally said that. I couldn't believe it. But I guess what he means by that is just he sees him as a very, very good player still. Which, to be honest, I guess I can understand to some extent. He's a hard worker. Look, Lucas Vasquez still provides to the team. I just don't think he provides, it's the last 15 to 20 minutes where he's really good. Other than that, I really don't see him as a Real Madrid player. So I'm going to go through a couple questions. I knew there was going to be too many people on here. He said that, Naj. Literally, you have to go see it. He literally said that. It's crazy. I was surprised. I was surprised to see that in the press conference. It was I didn't expect that from Zidane, but it was kind of funny, to be honest. All the reporters started laughing. So there was a question about Rodrigo and Vinicius, the comparisons and things like that. And Zidane just said they're distinct, very, very different players, but they have the same interest, and that is to progress. Very different in their qualities. So I think we see that with Vinicius and Rodrigo. They're very, very different players. For me personally, I think Rodrigo I like better. Probably a lot of people will probably start to see this, that Rodrigo might be the better player. Vinicius, I think, will come good. He'll develop. But everyone develops at their own timeline. I know people have been saying that Joao Felix is 19, Vinicius is 19. Joao Felix is, already a world-class player. Vinicius is not there yet. Look, it's just about everyone developing at their own pace. People develop in different ways. And I think Vinicius will develop maybe a little bit later. Maybe, obviously we saw Vinicius that was quite precocious in his abilities, but I think we'll see him, it'll be a gradual, I would say, improvement. It's going to take time for Vinicius, what I have to say. It's going to take a little bit more time. And the last question, yeah, it was pretty good. I have to say. The last question was Benzema and Casemiro. How important are they to your side? Obviously, Benzema is hugely important, hugely influential. Say what you want about Karim Benzema, but last year and this year, he's really, really proving why he should stay at Real Madrid. There's been a lot of critics. I can't tell you how much critics there have been about Karim Benzema at Real Madrid, but I've always defended him. I think he's a great player. He's a great asset to have at the club. He provides so much, and Zidane did hint at this. He said Karim gives us a lot of balance, and not only that, he said, yeah, that's what Karim does. He drops back. He can play on the wings. He can dribble. He gets past players. His versatility really is what I think is so influential to the club, and that's what really I like about Benzema. But yeah, the question was Benzema and Casemiro. How important are they to your side? The answer was, what interests me is the group, and we know the player Karim is. He's doing it well. Very important. He gives us a lot of balance, and not only that. However, each one brings something different to the team with their characteristics. So that was the last question, pretty much. AK Alexander, good to see you. Thank you for being on. Sorry if you're late. I did just get the press conference questions out of the way. But nothing, I would say nothing too important. Marcelo, Isco, Modric coming back on. He said something funny about Lucas Vasquez. You got to go check that out. It's pretty good. And I think that's it, really. So yeah, we're going to be playing Atletico Madrid tomorrow. I think that's going to be the starting lineup. Is Brahim back? Asks Naj. I'm not even sure, to be honest. I'm not even sure. There wasn't any questions about Brahim Diaz being back, so I'm not sure what's the situation with him. I don't think he's going to be back yet, actually. When I go to look at the I just looked up his name right now, and it seems like it seems like he might not even get any minutes this weekend. So just kind of sad. I mean, he's a very, very good player. I really want to see him back again. Because Brahim Diaz really, I mean, he's already there. He's already a Real Madrid player for me. But it's just kind of sad that he's gotten so many injuries already. And this is something, like I said last time, this is something where we just have to question the medical staff, And I know that actually I did want to talk about this. There was a video going around Twitter, I believe, and you saw that the players were just You saw the player. I couldn't believe it. The players were doing these kinds of exercises, and when they were, I forgot. I don't know how you call them. But you do these exercises, and they were literally locking their knees. It was going like this, and they literally locked their knees. I mean, I'm a novice when it comes to gym and stuff, You never do that. You never do that. I don't understand how the Real Madrid staff didn't check that, and they released the video, and now, of course, everyone's making kind of fun of it. But I don't understand how these fitness coaches can't see that. It's beyond me. I mean, for even someone like me, even someone who, not the fittest of guys these days, I can see that. So I can't imagine how a personal coach cannot see that. I mean, it was absolutely insane. So I guess you can question the injuries, and I guess you could blame it on the coaching staff, because at the moment there is so many injuries at the moment. I mean, I think that's 11 injuries or something so far in the season. There's definitely something wrong. Naj says he's one player that's really good for us, Brahim Diaz. And yeah, I really, really, seriously, Brahim Diaz, he's already so good. And, the January transfer window, I was like, when I saw that signing, I was just like, I don't know what he's doing here. But he's definitely, very, very good player already, at 19. So I definitely hope to see him back in the side pretty soon. So I think that's all I have for the match preview. I'm going to do a match prediction. I don't know. Let me know actually what you guys think about the match prediction. What do you guys think actually? Let me know in the comments, to the side. For me, my match prediction is going to be, just off the spot. I'm not even, I didn't even think about it before. I almost want to say a draw. I almost want to say it's going to be a draw. I think there's going to be quite a few goals scored. I'm going to go with 2-2. Actually. I think it's going to be 2-2. I think it's going to be a draw. Yeah, there you go. Okay, Alexander says 1-1, and Naj says 2-1. Quite interesting. So, yeah, 2-2, 2-1, 1-1. Quite interesting to see what's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be totally, totally different to what we're used to seeing, the ball moving quickly. It does move quickly when it's in the derby and things like that, but it's going to be an interesting game nonetheless. I'm just so excited to see what's going to happen in the game tomorrow. So that's all I have for you guys today. I knew there wasn't going to be a lot of people back on. The reason I say that is because it was a little bit early. Usually I'm on a little bit later, but the reason I had to do it early was just because of work and things like that. So there's the match preview. I'm going to do the match reaction tomorrow. Very excited for that too, actually. I'm going to do it right after the game, so if you just want to head on to the channel, you'll see it. It says Real Madrid. It says live now. So I'm going to get that. How do you say it? I'm going to get the match reaction right after the game. So be sure to look out for that. And Nash says, hopefully our players aren't sitting back. I know. I'm hoping that we don't sit back either. I think we're going to do it to some extent. And I think the reason that is because it's an Atletico Madrid side that they do look really good. And I think Real Madrid are a bit apprehensive in that. So I think we're going to see them sitting back a little bit. But I do hope that our forward line does perform. I mean, Benzema, Bale, and Hazard in the starting lineup. Someone's got to score. I mean, those are three world-class players. Bale's a world-class player. Benzema, form of his life, and Eden Hazard, a world-class player. Got to have him scoring. And K. Alexander says, be great to get a win and step ahead in the title race. Definitely. I really do hope so. I know we're first in the league at the moment, which is simply incredible. And I think that's really down to the form of the form of Barcelona. I mean, Barcelona have really been in a kind of a bad run at the moment. So I'm surprised, to be honest. I'm surprised at that. And then Naj says Hazard should get more off the ball, and I agree with that. I think Hazard at the moment, it's not working out too well, and yeah, obviously, off the ball, maybe doing a little bit more would be good. I'm sure he'll be told. I'm sure he'll be told by the other players in the dressing room. Maybe it's just he doesn't know too much yet. How can I say this? Maybe he doesn't know too much what he's supposed to do, his role in his team and things like that. I don't know how to explain it. It's very, very difficult to explain, but I guess that's, a little bit difficult to explain. But there you have it, guys. I think that's the match preview. I'm going to end it in a couple minutes or so. If there is anything to say, Areola, I would love to see Areola in the goalkeeping position. He just instills so much confidence in me last game. For me, Courtois doesn't instill that whatsoever. He doesn't instill that at all, anything whatsoever. So I just hope we see Areola in goal. Really, really do hope so. That's really, really my biggest. I would say not my biggest concern, but my biggest the focus, I guess, for tomorrow. That's really what I hope to see. I hope to see Areola goal. If we see Courtois in goal, I don't know. I have a feeling we might lose. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'm going to end it right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being on, despite the earliness. But I'll be doing the match reaction tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And thank you so much, K. Alexander. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Naj, really do appreciate it. Naj says, is striking back-to-back and not seeing enough of the ball. I think that's enough of the ball. I think that's the problem, referring to Eden Hazard. And yeah, I think that's a good point. I do like that, Naj. Thank you for that. And I think, maybe he is a little bit, he's made it. He feels like he's made it. So it's like he's a little bit complacent at the moment. I think we'll see the real Eden Hazard soon. I think we'll see him soon. I'm not too worried, but I do want to see him soon. So that's all I got for you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good day. Have a good night, wherever you're at.